Yo, what is up, everybody? It's your boy Doc Full Algo, and welcome to another morning watches building session. I know I'm super late. Sorry, it's been crazy couple of weeks, and like I said, trying to find the best time for everything. So I do like the idea of doing aftermarket recap with a kind of like an overview of what to expect in the next coming days. So that being said, I reached out to a couple of y'all on it, and I think it's really a good idea. So, all right, what you see in front of you is a FlowTrade flow index, and we'll be getting into that in a second. I need to get, dang it, I need to get some things loaded up. What's up, Johnny? How are you? So, crazy day yesterday, right? Fed came in and stomped everybody out. It's crazy. All right, let's see. Yes, should give me an early look. And let me get a couple other things loaded up here real quick. And all right, Applied Materials had earnings yesterday. Q2 EPS at 185 versus 190. Revenues at 6.25 billion versus 6.37. They see the Q3 EPS at 1.59 to 195. No, they had estimated 2, and they had estimated about an additional $3 billion that came in. So the consensus was that they were going to come in like 6.3 billion. They came in at 6.1, something like that. So I wouldn't be surprised if Applied Materials continues to head in its direction. This market is stuck like Chuck. Anyway, pretty decent earnings, nice little pops. Let's see, move up, resistance, pop through resistance, higher highs and higher lows, right off that 4 weekly bottom. Let's see who else. John Deere had earnings. That's a fun one to play. Q2 EPS $6.81 per share versus $6.71. Q2 revenues rose 11% versus 10.5. They guided their forward-looking net revenue at $7 billion to $7.4 billion from the prior 6.7 to 7 billion. So they're saying we're going to do better. So kind of excited about that. But from a Kel perspective, check this out, yo. So for our bottom, for our mid, for our top cycle, mid cycle, down cycle, right? The larger cycle with outside of that tiny 4-hour one is the weekly. So you got the weekly mid, right? The bottom, weekly bottom, right? Very rarely do things break through this. If sorry about that. All right, so if we look at a cycle perspective, you've got the daily mid. So daily, weekly bottom. Move back would be daily 4-hour to daily 4-hour mid. So if this weekly bottom here can hold this little double top, or this little double bottom I just made, so monthly mid rejection, right? Weekly bottom. Retracement to 21 puts us through 4-hour and daily cloud to 369, 370. That's the 34. The 21's coming in 2-hour 21's coming in right at 364. So retracement, extended sell-off, right? Pulls back and continues to move down, going into dissector mode. Okay. All right, Neo, dude. Oh my God, look at Neo, man. Neo, Tesla, everything that has an electric engine in it and 4 wheels was ripping yesterday. You know, from 16 to 18. Obviously, not the glory of 50, which it had been earlier, within the last year. Neo successfully listed its Class A ordinary shares on the main board of Singapore the Singapore Securities Exchange. It's a big deal. Lots more people can start buying and selling those. Ross had earnings. ROST earnings. Shares fell 18%. Yo, dang, 95 to 65. But what's even scarier is this isn't the first time they've taken a giant dive. Check it out. This is a daily from highs at 110, right? Imagine, oh, jeez, my bad. Hold on, let's look at this. That's better. There's that code break. All right. Everybody's cruising along. Guess what? Their beer bug comes out, and look, price dropped to 57 from 123. Right? That's a pretty significant loss. Wouldn't you say? I would. Yeah. Your stocks are basically worth half as much as it used to be. So through the COVID break, they climbed back up. They actually made it pretty decent high. It's what, 132? Pretty decent high, 132, and then sold off to 50-day 200. This squeeze failed, back tested 21, continued to move to the downside. Now, that was a big move overnight. So they're currently chilling at what, 65, closed at 93. Wow. Imagine waking up to Ross opening it down here. Look for a dead cat bounce, possible inverse head and shoulders. The way I play these is I wait for the initial rally in the morning, right? Because you know how whatever ticker you're going to be trading will do something like this. So it'll rally, and then it'll hit resistance and it'll like pull back, and then it'll continue moving on the rest of the day. So what we do is we try to find the initial rally on like a 2-minute chart, find the high, run a fib retracement from the high to low, look for a 60% retracement. When it pulls back to that 68.618%, we'll start looking to enter between that and the 50%, right? And then it's easy peasy lemon squeezy from there. So that's just a bread and butter tool. You need to be put in your tool belt, okay? All right, next up on Tesla. The old Tesseract. Oh, Musk is on Twitter denouncing an utterly untrue claims in a news report that he had sexually harassed a flight attendant on a private jet in 2016. I mean, they're coming after him, right? He's about to be like, I'm the richest person in the world. So they're going after him. They're saying that Musk's SpaceX paid $250,000 in 2018 to settle the suit. Yeah, not much else. There's like a bunch of things like VFC deckers, but I'm more interested in the world news. Chinese banks cut a 5-year loan prime rate by 15 BPS, which is the most since 2019. Interest rates continue to ramp up or revamp, looking to boost a weak mortgage demand amid a property slump. So what that's saying is there's not enough property being made, right, to keep up with the demand, so people are just not buying it, right? In other news, the UK Consumer Confidence Index falls to its lowest level since 1970s, which retail sales unexpectedly jump on, while retail sales unexpectedly jump on alcohol, tobacco spending. Figures as much. All right, we have Baker Hughes weekly rig count today at 1 Eastern, and that's about it. So, what? This is insane. S&P index dropped 200 or 22.8 points. The Dow dropped 236, or everything dropped about 0.5%, quarter to 0.5%, right? I'm going to get the futures loaded up. Our futures are looking to bounce early this morning, pointing to a stronger open, attempting to snap the ongoing 6-week losing streak, right? The S&P and NASDAQ 7-week for the Dow Jones Industrial Average, and another topsy-turvy week for WMT, like retail spaces, Walmart and Target. Now, we can get these loaded up here because they're kind of important. All right, so coming into today's action, the S&P index is down about 3% week to date. NASDAQ is down 3.5%, and the Dow is down 2.9%. Carrying bigger weekly losses are the Dow transports down about 7%. Now, there's a rule of thumb in trading that says transports are the scout, right? When in doubt, send the scout. Transports are your scout. So if transports start to turn around and start to change the direction, the market will soon follow. Okay, so when in doubt, send a scout. Scout being Dow transports. Okay. Wall Street light clear in the direction. So Wall Street light clear direction on Thursday with all the major U.S. equity indices spending time on either side of the benchmark mark. The uncertain action comes as investors attempt to regain their bearings after the previous day's massive sell-off, and it was massive. Crazy. Chinese banks out their 5-year prime loan rate by 15 BPS, with the expectation had been 5 BPS. That's the most since 2019, and the Nikkei index jumped go babe 336 points, or 1.27%. The Shanghai gained 1.6%. And the Hang Seng surged about 3%. Whoa, what the heck did that come from? All right. So what that tells us is the Asian markets are ripping. They're putting a lot of money into that, even after they got that news about a higher BPS. Okay. The DAX is up to 1.8%. The FTC is up 1.8%, and oil rebounded overnight after 2 days of losses. WTI crude is on course for its 4th consecutive weekly gain, and that would be the most since its best run in mid-February, right? Bitcoin's prices are still holding right around 30,000. Now, look at Tesla, right? Look at this beast, right? Tesla rack. 1, 2, 3, negative. It's not an H pattern, and it is more of a Wu-Tang pattern reversal. So, price sells off, right? Comes down, we route it back up, we pull back. We make a higher low. Everything sounds great, right? Except for, check it out. Yo, we actually open lower on Tesla today. So look for this, the Celt cycles, right? For our mid, or for our bottom, for our mid, for our top. Out of the daily cloud, daily mid, daily top. Out of the weekly cloud bottom, weekly cloud mid, weekly cloud top. So where do we have the most congruency, right? Or congruency. We have that right around this 200 SMA, 50-day SMA, weekly mid, daily top, 920, 926. That's going to be my 2 to 3 week target for Tesla on the upside. Okay. I might even be convinced to wait till it overtakes 750, right? That would be the move. It's like we're out of the 4-hour bottom, or 4-hour mid, out of the cloud, we're going to move up. Because we can reject this 13, which is kind of common, but mainly this 21 on the daily, coming in right at the daily mid. It should be target. It should be not the target. Decision, right? That's where you need to make a decision what you're going to do with your positions, because price will move away from the 21 and come back and use it as a median, and if it doesn't hold or doesn't allow it through, then you know to go the opposite direction. Okay. So far overnight, I mean, it's close. If it doesn't just rip out of the gate, look at your 200s, look at your 50s, look at your Celts. All right, this Tesla rack. All right, I'm going to get into your plays real quick because it's Friday and it's don't lose your bet on a Friday. And I'm just going to get into them. We're going to go through that after we look at futures real quick. And here we go. 30-minute charts are looking real juicy as far as rebound and recovery. A little concerned that gold is right at my 1618, using the 1414 as support resistance. Follow those moving averages. As long as the trend is up, ride the trend until the end, my friend. Trend reversal would be a couple closes on your upper time frames below the 21, or on the opposite side of the 21. Okay. All right. I'm seeing some stack positive moving averages here on the ES. We are right at that snow line, tree line, quant theory level. It is a H1, so it's a high 1 quant theory level, which means that there's not a lot of momentum left in the price action to get it to H2, which is at 39.72. And if it does get there, there's machines sitting at that level getting ready to short it, right? Short, looking to short it. So be nimble, look at a 15-minute chart maybe. They may have already taken off without us. Yeah, I think we get a pullback to 39.18 and 39.01 confirmation, rip through, and continuation on. Or contrarian, we just use this as our pullback here. That's happening right this second, and then we rally out of that up to 4,000. Okay. SPX plays are on the plate today. Okay, so don't let me forget to play those. The NQ, the NASDAQ with its ugly double bottom, inverse Wu-Tang pattern reversal. Right, this would be the 1, 2, 3, 4 go long. Well, we hope that it just chills at this daily mean and possibly gives us ups and down opportunities. Not doing anything until 21 gets back above, until 21 gets back above the 50. Like, this is just chop. This doesn't give me direction or trending. So, let's see. H2 level is the 200-day on the 15-minute chart. The weekly median is at 12,235. Path of least resistance would be breaking this minor trendline support, remove back down to low 2, 11,794, or whatever this line is, bid, I guess. Pretty nasty. But this could be setting up for a fun move. Like, this is fun, where you get big old move down, big move up, bigger move down, and then this ripping your face off, right? That Wu-Tang reversal, let's go. All right, next up on the list is the Dilly Dally Daily Dow. Market had a connection fit and sold off, right? Point of control, value area low. Consolidation early above 21. Momentum, strength, conviction, volume comes in at the top of 21. And it looks like it's sold line based on the dojis. So from that, chop, 5, no strength, no conviction, all chop. Now we have conviction direction. Okay, I'm liking the Dow. Find out what is the biggest couple components of the Dow is, and let's analyze those. Because if we break this 200 for the first time all week, basically. But it's been a while. Look at this. This is like a, you know what? I don't like you, Dad. Starting here. April 2022. 35,000 to 31,000. Lost 4,000. Imagine that. All right. But you see what I'm saying? Every time we hit this 200 day, we chop or make a decision. Just gap. This is off. Okay. So, with that being said, possible short taking out previous low, and then the next skyline below it. The red-headed whistle, right? Demand zone, Supply zone, nice move up. Rejected by the 50, rejected by the 200-day. Sold back off through the 21. Is that the 20? I can't do the 21. Through the 21, the 50 held, and a little wedge breakout. We are finally stacked positive moving averages. However, the 200 is still down. I want the 200 to curl up. I think the red-headed Russell can start to make its move back towards 1960, right? At least this decade. So gold, there's gold in our hills, and gold did its perfect retracement to consolidation to new move going forward. 1, 2, 3. This is Elliott wave as I see it. If I get any further information from any other traders that do this, I will definitely update what I can. So this is where most traders tend to have disagreements. Okay, who got here first, where you're sitting, and whatnot. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you this, that this group of people should know how to behave themselves, and if they don't, then we'll have to make sure that they're no longer invited to the money show. I'm just kidding. Yeah, this movement here is just perfect, right? Big 1, 2, 3 reversal. Jeez. All right. That's gold. And coming up next is crude oil futures. All right. Move through snow. All right. Tree line, stone line, fire line magnet, 111 stack positive moving averages. Just support resistance. Take this move here as your target. Above that, you got it was on right here. Just take that. Okay, and then finally bonds. Rip. Machine learning is defending this 142 level. The yen sold off, up, back. All right. Looks like that little red line I drew right here seems to be pretty tough, right? It's keeping things at bay. All right. Let's get into your plays. Welcome to FlowTrade. Smart money, dark pool block trade algorithm software. Shows us the divergences and a bunch of other cool stuff. I'll be putting out tweets all week about some of the new features. Sick, dude. All right, y'all want to look at BBIG, SoFi, nothing runs like a deer, right? BBIG. SoFi Neo. That was BBIG, I swear. So DE, Neo, SoFi, BBIG. DE, Neo, BBIG. Alrighty, divergence is where? Divergence on DE, divergence is about, maybe micro divergence on BBIG. I'm going to start off with DE. The divergence I'm talking about is here. You see where the purple line is trading with the green line. They're kind of parallel. And then they both kind of change direction. They're still kind of generally moving in the same direction. So smart money is buying into the price action that's moving up. Okay. We have a little bit of minor divergence where price action sold off, right? There's a level here, either buyers or sellers or something that doesn't like price action getting through this level, right? So there's haters in the building. So not sure the best way to illustrate this is all right. This looks very bearish to me. little nasty left shoulder, right shoulder. Regular block holding us up. Downside target would be taking out the lows of this level. Taking out. Come on now. Keep that out. You've got problems. Big ones. Other than that, excuse me. We have a fib tool. Use the fib tool to grab some points, right? Some highs, lows, right? Use it again to grab some different highs, lows. Oh, I have to go into like a zoom controls. All right, so divergence is when price is going in one direction. It doesn't have to be up; it can be down, and the flow index is heading in the opposite direction. So that divergence occurred right at the close on the 17th, right? So smart money's like, buy, and retail's like, oh, so much shares, I'm getting out of this, I'm scared, right? It's where fundamental analysis comes into play. You can see stuff like this, and knowing the flow index, you can be like, I think we'll be okay to swing a couple ones long or whatever, however you want to trade it. And by the way, I started reading the comments in my comment section. I'll tell you what, there's a couple people in there that do not like me because they have said some very, very good things. And all I'm going to say is I don't know much, but what I know, I know. Right? So, get your free trial at FlowTrade. Come check out this system. Let me know what you think of it. And check out these cool new features like this calendar. Fancy it is. With all the stuff. If I have a special one, I can put it in there. Hey. Slinging that. FlowTrade all day. Alright, next up on the list is SoFi. I always miss this thing no matter what. Always. I don't know if it's subconscious, if I trust, if it's a shady investment, but they're selling off, as you can see by these green bars falling. Smart money's buying into these positions as they're coming down, and when they meet, explosion occurs. It either bounces price back above the mean, right, or it's going to push it down through. So at this point on the 6th, the deviation occurred to so here's where the deviation occurred. See how this heads in a pretty significant direction, and so does price. It's like, it matches it 1-to-1. So I would say that divergence is traded out because price came back up, closed at this level, not once or twice or 3 times, but pulled back, ran through it again, and up and up and up and up and up. So, yeah, that AMD call for manipulation. I mean, we can do it. I just know that I'll probably need specific, like, oh, use this study instead of just me grabbing a random book. I think I'm just trying to figure out this way to give you a direction, or not direction, but targets. From like the play-by-play side of it, you see you got a low. Let's look at this. We've got rock bottom. We got a higher high, have a higher low, have a higher or a lower high, have a higher low. So it's not quite getting to where it can drag price with it. And I'm not seeing as many blocks in this. This is crazy. Yeah, no blocks. Interesting. All right, next up on the list was Neo. So Neo is a classic study in price action trading with the flow index, right? Divergence occurs here, right? Price moves up. Dollar bill goes down. Looks like everything's working the way it's supposed to in that. Sorry, I'm just checking something. Regular block at 1630. Regular block at 1671. We've got a dark hole level at 1666. What I'm looking at is this cup and handle right here. It's a large cup and handle followed by this little cup and handle. And just memorizing the pattern that I see with the flow index, right? It's not going to be like a round basketball. It's going to be, it should have been down and up, right? So, big cup and handle, little cup and handle, little cup and handle. Explosion through these regular and dark hole levels are coming at 1671 and 1666. Dark holes at 1666. Below that, there's a regular block coming at 1630. So the premise is that price should rally up through this previous resistance high, right? Which is also some of this over here, and make a new base around 17 to 17. Okay. All right. Next up on the list is so here is all right. Who else did you guys have? Chewy, Spy, GM. All right, I'll do those. No, I gotta run. Thanks for joining me. I'm really sorry I was late. I just don't feel well. I thought about not doing this morning. All right, SPT, nice bullish divergence, swooping reversal, setting up. Should have week or should have monthlies at least. All right, so DODGB. Oh, that's gorgeous. Look at that divergence. Ooh, that's nice. Good calls. SPT. Oh, that was an accident. All right, so sorry about the dead air. I was just trying to get caught up on something real quick. If we look at our divergence tab that's in the new FlowTrade system, we can scan for different tickers. If we also look at the scan tab and check out our trends, these are what at the close what prices had done, right? Gold was up, Garmin was up. What's nice though is if you have a ticker that you really just want to trade, like I know a lot of people just trade Apple, right? Because all Apple does is move in patterns that it should. Take off my glasses. They're giving me blind me. So we're not trending in Apple from the cut perspective. There's nothing there. and then our alpha trends are not so great. So I'm just going to look at and IWM for giggles. All right. BBIG, big nasty net selling since pretty much the beginning of time with BBIG, just constant net selling. Price was trading with it. This divergence here, divergences traded out, gaps were created, and now we've got a steeper angle of descent and more sharp recovery points with the flow index. So rather than nice, smooth, and steady, I've noticed that things get a tendency to be pretty violent at that point. Okay, Chewy, look at that. Compression, consolidation. Let's make a move, baby. Let's make a move. Let's IPO open at whatever time that is. All right, there it is. Net buying. Gotta fix those colors. I can't see anything. April 28th. Right, Smart Money's like, hey, Chewy's at a good value. Let's go ahead and pick up some shares. Meanwhile, Chewy is saying, where's everybody? Where's our revenue? We can't maintain this brand lifestyle. We need to make some changes. Part of that is selling some new services. Okay. When you see this type of a move here, 0, 1, 2, 3, this is not a working reversal. Okay. I mean, it could be, but I doubt it. Let's see. 8. All right, 28 the upside target. Get resistance at 26.25, 29, 32 on its way up. All right, that's it for me. I do got to run. Thanks for me. I'm Dark Algo. I will see you all here throughout the week. Going to try to start being more engaged with the morning chat and then starting to formulate what a end of market chat stream would look like. If you have any suggestions, comments, tips, hit me up in the comment section below. Reach out to me, hit the like button, do all that fun stuff. I will see you all.